Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everybody.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, bros. I think it is quite not so okay for us to be coming late to class. I'm not talking about those who are here right now. I'm talking about those who might just be joining. This is nine, like 1 minute after nine, and we know that if we are on time, we are late. Um, the truth is that this would, I mean, if we come in unprepared, or sometimes if it is a high demand course where there are just minor allocations, just like some people saw in the mentee mentor calls, you find out that some of these calls are, or some of these classes are usually on first come, first serve basis. And you might just have lost out on some of the most important informations that you're supposed to get. So I think it's in fact I'm enjoining us to actually come earlier to courses or classes. It helps us get settled down faster. Kudos to Adiza Jibril who came quite like really early. It's very laudable characteristic of. Okay, I think our lecturer is here, but thereabout, let's give a bit of say 3 minutes more because our lead mentor wants to have a few words with us today. He should have had it yesterday, but his daughter was in hospital, so he will be online soon, and he'll be able to like give us some of those tidbits of advice that he was meant to give us yesterday. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi. Please let us please let us also try to interact. It kills the morale of the lecturer, the facilitator, or whoever is on the call with you. The more you interact, the more the facilitator gets to understand how much you understand what he is saying or doing. But if you do not interact, it literally just makes the person feel like you are not interested. This is not a restricted call. Everybody is allowed to talk when he has questions. When he has questions, please interact. Thank you very much.
All right, sir. But sir, are we to start into that section now or when the class begins?
What? You said what?
I said it is when do we start that? Or I don't understand. Is it during the class? You are advising us during the class that we should be
Yes,
interactive
during
during
the
the class.
class.
All
Yes,
right.
please
Yeah.
interact during the class. It is very important because I noticed yesterday the facilitator was asking questions, was asking if some people understood, and it took quite a while before people even started interacting. You know, this is a virtual meeting or a virtual class. Most people will probably drop their phones and do something else. So you answering the question or you interacting helps the facilitator understand that yes, you are with him and he doesn't have the fear of going back on topics or features that he has previously explained.
All right, sir. One minute, sir.
All right, thank you very much.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Good morning, all. Thank you.
Walaikum salam.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction to the session today. And Alhamdulillah, that we have gathered here again today to continue what we started from yesterday. I got feedback that a number of us have done their assignment, and quite a number also had certain issues yesterday while trying to do it. Maybe at the end of the course today, at the end of my teaching session, we could go over some challenges you may have faced, and then we can try to solve it, inshallah. For today, I would leave the area of installing WordPress, because we had that for yesterday. Maybe at the end of the class, if you had issues, we could go back to it, but we still have a long way to go understanding certain concepts and principles within the web design world. And we would want to design something at the end of the day. So to begin with, once again, today's class, remember from yesterday, I already installed WordPress and I stated I'll be doing a real live website for a client, Shepunta Global Network Limited. So I'll be taking from their profile, from what the organization is about, and then building the website. I would also, inshallah, be using the aid of AI ChatGPT on purpose, so that you can see how ChatGPT could be your personal assistant as a tech person. Inshallah. So at the end of the day, you should be able to, number one, build websites yourself using templates. Number two, have an understanding of how to build the website yourself from scratch. Number three, build websites with the aid of AI. So once again, at the end of the class, you should be able to build the website yourself using templates. Number two, have a good idea of how to build it from scratch yourself. And then lastly, building the website using AI. So right now, just in few seconds, I'll share my screen. I think I still had it how it was left yesterday. Just added a few things I need to close. Yeah. All right. Okay. Now I can share my screen now. Can you see my screen? Oh, sorry.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
So
we can see.
yeah, mashallah. So I have I remember also from yesterday, I created two websites, one online and one offline, right? The reason for that from my end is to be able to teach you several ways of building your website. I usually describe the website building process similar to designing a cloth by a tailor. Yeah, it's still the same foundation, the same principle, but the tailor might cut it slightly differently, or it has its own different style to achieve the same result or slightly different result, but what the client wants at the end of the day. So you could cut your clothes according to the style you want for a website building process, and also according to your own experience level. For WordPress, someone's mic is on mute. Okay, let me mute it here for me. Good. So from what WordPress comes to do, sometimes it helps people who are not yet experienced enough, or who are just beginning, or who don't have any coding knowledge to still be able to give sometimes even wonderful sites than people who have coding knowledge. I have experienced that a lot. Let me explain this. I have a number of friends who they started purely with just learning coding, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and they kept learning it, maybe because of their approach to learning it though. They kept learning it just the theory. You go to, let me say Udemy, and you're just learning every single tag, div, and the rest, but they didn't do any major serious project. So after learning for 3 months, 6 months, and the rest, without mentorship, they still can't come up with a superb website. They often come up with, let me say, just a side project. Oh, I could build a simple page setting hello world or something like that with HTML, CSS. I oversimplify things here, but they are unable to build those custom, beautiful websites you see online. And then you have someone else who just jumped to WordPress and then is able to build something superb, not because he has more knowledge than the other, but just because he's leveraging upon a tool someone else built and it's that robust. Before I move on, there's something I usually explain, and it comes to the mindset with programming or any service delivery, whether it's graphics design, whether it's web design or any other one. A lot of people get carried away by the technology being used. A lot of people get carried away by, like there's this intellectual masturbation around technology that, oh, I have learned, what's the name? Now I know how to use Node.js, I know how to use React, I know how to use this, I know how to use that. Rather than sometimes focusing on what your client really wants. Maybe if you are going to become an employee, even at that, you have to understand what your employers really want. But maybe that would work better. You are going to find a way to really master those languages, have a strong portfolio to bag a job. If you are going to be a freelancer, it is more about your ability to sell than even your ability to do. That's the truth. I have people who they know how to get website clients and they don't know how to build websites, so they give it out. So they'll end up making more money than you who spend so much time learning to code and everything, than they who spend time learning to get the clients. You get, right? That's number one. Number two, I've been in situations, not these are like selected situations. I'm just giving you the advantage of the mindset. I've been in situations where you have a client and the client wants so and so website, and the client is asking how long can you do it? Because you are a beginner, you are not yet an expert. If you were to use coding, maybe as an expert, you could do it in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and the rest. For a simple website, definitely 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, because you already have codes you can copy before. I'll explain that. I'll come back to that. But as a beginner, maybe you're going to spend something around 2 months, 3 months trying to decipher every single thing. So when the client is asking you how long will it take to build my website, you say 2 months, 3 months, and because you don't even know how to sell, to tell him why it will take that long, end up losing the client. So someone else who is less experienced than you comes in and I can build it in 2 weeks, and he shows example of sites he has built. He gets the job even though he is not as experienced as you are. So the summary of what I'm saying is, number one, you should try to work on building your portfolio as fast as possible, even if it is with free websites. And it's very easy and very fast using WordPress. You mustn't do everything perfect to begin with. Something I've realized is most clients just want to see that, oh, you have built 2, 3, 4, 5 websites. I've seen the average clients before. Okay, I can trust you with my job, right? Number two, it's not all the time you have to reinvent the wheel. In short, most time you just copy, there's a book called Still Like an Artist, right? You just copy what other people have done and then you come up with something unique for yourself. Even for people who do custom coding, 60, 70, this is not accurate statistics. Please don't hold me for this, but I'm just trying to show something. 60, 70, 80% of the time, they actually replicate what other people have built. So there is this, let me call it module or function someone else have built, and then they are using it in their own code just to supplement. They are not coming with every single line of code themselves. It's not like what you see online that they are just typing on the keyboard. Every single code is coming from their head. Most times it's not like that. They literally just go online, check what other people have done and copy it, then naturalize it to their code. So the lesson here is take it easy on yourself. You could actually use other people's work and make it unique to being yours. Number two, focus more on what your client wants than the technology. WordPress would not, okay. Some other time I know that WordPress would not work for this job, and then I use custom code. Okay, sorry, I had network issues slightly. So some other times I know that WordPress would not work for that, and I use custom code myself. So it's not about the technology, but what the client really wants or what your employer wants, and if it is within the range of service you are giving at that time. So that said, we should proceed. Just a moment, please. Let me ensure my network doesn't go off again. No. So thank you. Now this is the WordPress dashboard. Let me use the other one from my local host. Where did I open the one from my local host? Is it this? No, I think this is the one from my local host. So this is the WordPress dashboard. The admin panel. If you remember, after installing WordPress on my website, on my computer yesterday, it showed this screen. This is what everybody sees. It's currently blank. And then I told you if you had /WP admin, it takes you to the admin panel where it first asks you to log in. You use the username and password you used while installing to log in here. Now, let me just run down through this admin panel. So the admin panel sometimes is just scanty like this, and other times it has so many other things like the more you add themes and plugins, it comes with extra features here. So for the dashboard, it carries the home. It just gives you overview of what's going on your site health, at a glance, post activity. Most times we don't really use this area most times, except in few occasions. For example, the few occasions include when you are using a security plugin. The security plugin could tell you how many times someone tried to use brute force attack on your website or something. Brute force attack means they are trying to log into your website continually using boots or something like that. Let me just explain in that simple way. Another way is maybe it's trying to tell you how many people have visited your site recently. So these are the areas you see such kind of information. The second one is updates. Updates gives you a complete overview of anything you need to update on your website. So WordPress, because of the continuous changing internet world, and then the continuous changing coding world also, because today you are having, remember yesterday when installing, I changed from PHP 7.1 or 7.4 to 8.1.9. The programming world continues to evolve, and then if you are serious about anything you are doing, you have to evolve yourself. So WordPress itself continually improve on their system, on their teams, on their plugins. So this is where you see the opportunity to update. So you can update the WordPress version itself. You can update plugins and themes. Don't worry about plugins and themes. I'm coming there. I'll explain what they do. Next part is your post. So remember we saw Hello World. I told you WordPress itself started more like a blogging site, like bloggers.com and the rest that you have online over there. But it later evolved to something much more sophisticated, and you can build any kind of site. You can build a site like AliExpress using WordPress. So you can literally build any kind of site using WordPress, only that for it to be very sophisticated, you would use coding at some point. You can use WordPress as headless CMS and the rest, but it started as just a blogging website. So this is where you create your posts. If you enter, let's say lindaekg.com, you have so many. Let me enter it so that you understand what I'm saying. I don't even know how she spells her blogging site, but yeah. So this Linda Ekg. I've never visited her site when personally, but let's enter. Okay. Yeah, good. So this is Linda Ekg website. Okay. Wow, is this simplistic? But anyway, in this website, you can see this is a post. I think they do more of gossip here. This is a post, this is another post. This is a third post. This is another post. Another post. So these are all posts. So within your WordPress website, this is where you add the post from the back end. So whoever is, if they were using a WordPress website, I literally don't know if they're using a WordPress website, but we can confirm, we could check. I will show you how to do that, inshallah, if I don't forget. But this is where you add all those posts. You just click add post. Okay. Yeah, so when you click add post, the basic WordPress works similar to the way your Microsoft Word works. So let's say Tinubu, President Tinubu visits Katsina.
I guess he's having network problems. He's going to join us soon. Please bear with us.
Okay, apologies. My network just went off. I was out of the meeting. So I would share my screen again. Hopefully it wasn't too long before I left. Okay. Request to share. Uh, Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, wa alaikum salam. I have granted you permission.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I guess you can now see my screen, right? So I was explaining post. Can you just confirm if you saw up till when I wrote President Tinubu visit Katsina, and then when I wrote this?
Assalamu alaikum. I saw just the title.
Okay, you saw the title. So what I was explaining basically, let me delete this. Yeah. So what I was explaining basically is that I was explaining the WordPress dashboard, remember, right? So I was just explaining what post means, and I showed you what a post means using this Linda EKG website. And then to add a new post, you can just go to add post, or under all the list of posts, you click add post here. So when you click add post, it takes you to this screen, right? Now on this screen, this is how the screen originally looked. And I included the title of the post, President Tinubu visits Katsina, but they didn't meet Buhari, my father. Now, then you start the president of Nigeria. At the end of the day, continue. This is the text of the post. Just as you work on Microsoft Word, you use it here. If you want to include images, you just come here. There are so many elements. You could just drag and drop, and then you include the image. It will ask you to choose from the media library or upload a new image. Anyone you can work on. I already included like an image here. You understand? So once you're done, you click publish. But I just wanted you to understand that that's how the post works. You understand, right? Next, after post, if we go back, you click here, it takes us back to the list of posts. You can see the new post now, but it is currently drafted because I have not published. We'll come back to that later, inshallah. There's something called categories. So when you enter certain blog, I don't know whether it's the same thing for Linda EKG. Yeah, it is. So you can see news, you can see events, you can see entertainment, you can see lifestyle, you can see fashion. Different posts for different categories. So some posts are actually news, while other posts are events. Other posts might just be entertainment. Some could be lifestyle posts, some could be fashion. So all these are categories. So within WordPress, you can go to post categories, and then you add the name of the category. So here it could be news, right? You could have events. You understand this? So this categorizes the post you create under their unique categories, so that when people are searching, I could just go on your website and check all news related matters on your website. Now, tags are usually it helps with SEO sometimes, but tags are things that how do I explain tag again? They're just another means of identifying your post. So, for example, some people could use. I built for satellite 247 the other time, and then we use things like what they call it, press and the rest as tags. Tags are just extra means of identifying your post. In summary, the next part is media. So media on WordPress, you could store your pictures, your PDFs, your Microsoft Doc, your videos, and other kind of files here. There are actually some files it will not accept, but generally it accepts most kind of files that can be displayed on your website. You understand? So this is where all files you upload on your website comes to stay. If you need to add a new file, you click add media here or add media here. So it tells you to drag and drop a new image there. So I could just pick an image from my system and then it is there. So you see, I could also drop Microsoft Word and it goes up there. Next is pages. So the pages, when you enter any website, let's say you need, okay, sorry. Let's say, which popular site can I go to? Let me just choose one. So unibuildro.com.ng, right? So this is their website, right? So you can see the home page. You can see this is project page. This is gallery page. This is services page, about page, contact us, magazine. All these are unique pages on this Unibuildro website. You understand, right? They are all unique pages on the website. So these are pages as opposed to posts. So the difference between a page and a post is that pages are static. So you create your own page, you can edit it, but your own page is always your own page. Your project page is always your project page. But posts are dynamic, so posts are expected to be on your blog. So you're expected to post something new. It's attached to the time and date you posted it. So newer post usually comes up and older post goes down. You understand, right? So page are static: home, about, contact us, projects, gallery, and the rest. While posts are dynamic, telling people stories, events, lifestyle, and the rest. So this is the difference between page and post. I think that should be clear. Next is when you're posting on your website, you will see that certain websites have comment section. So as the person behind the scene, you could come here and you're going to see all the comments people are posting. You could choose to delete a comment. That's why sometimes you see someone post and they say they deleted my comments. The person went to the back end and just pressed trash or unapproved the comment. So maybe the person commented something that's not within the company's policy, so you could delete or unapprove it, or it's against company, something like that. Next is you can't create a comment from here. You have to comment on the front end. Now, next is themes, then plugin. Let me explain theme as this. Assuming we have an auditorium, right? And we want to have an event. So the event we want to have would determine the kind of auditorium we choose. So if we want to have a simple lecture, Probably we'll just have a rectangular shaped auditorium where everybody is facing the lecturer, right? Apologies, just like 2 minutes. Let me talk to my dad and inform him I'm in a class.
Hello. I can't hear anything. Hope it's not only me.
It's not only you. He said he wants to talk to his dad, that he's on a class. I hope you heard that.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Assalamu alaikum. Apologies once more. Yeah, apologies. I had to quickly respond. It's from my dad. If not, I won't pick it. Thank you very much for your patience. Then let's proceed. I was explaining something. I would request to share my screen again. Yeah, can you see my screen? Okay, can now see my screen. That's great, mashallah. So one short interruption is I was explaining the WordPress dashboard so that you get familiar with everything here. I already showed you what the main home, the dashboard home looks like, what updates is about, what post is about, what media is about, and now it's about. So someone was asking where did I go to get to the pages? This is the dashboard. You go to pages and click all pages, and then it shows this. So the way you create posts is similar to the way you create a page by default in WordPress. So when I click add page, it comes up with similar thing like the what we saw on the post. So this one is telling us to choose a pattern, but don't worry, we'll come to that later. I'm not using any template as of now. So I could choose to write home page and then proceed with building the home page. So I could create columns, I could create, but we're not going to use the default WordPress stuff. So this is home page. Once I'm done, I click publish and then create a new page like project page and the rest. So that's what page is about. The third part I explained was comments. Then after comments, I started explaining what a theme looks like. So I said, imagine you're to have an event in an auditorium. The kind of event you want to have will determine the kind of auditorium you would choose, right? So if you are going to have a simple lecture style event, most likely everyone, you choose a rectangular shaped auditorium and everyone is looking at the speaker and the speaker is looking directly back at them. If you are going to have a concert, you choose a circular stadium-like event center that the main artist or performer is standing in the center and everyone is looking at him because that's something like freestyle and the rest. So the kind of event determines the kind of auditorium you choose. So similarly, by default, the kind of website you want to build determines the kind of theme you choose. In the past, WordPress depended fully on themes. So if you are choosing a theme, let's go to add theme. So it means that you are restricted to the way the theme is built. Now, let's say I scroll down. Oh, I like this one. It's Astra. I could choose it. Or I like the way this theme looks like, this cadence. I could choose it. I like the way this Ocean WP looks like, and I choose it, or Generate Press. So you just look at the theme that you like and you choose. But things have evolved a bit, and I would come to that, you understand, right? Where you have much more flexibility to build anything customly by yourself. So the way the team is structured always influences the way you can build on that website. So that's what team is about. So the team, choosing the right team is one of the most crucial parts of your journey in WordPress. Choosing the right team is one of the most crucial parts. Why? If you choose a wrong team, that wrong team could slow down your site. Some team could break down your site. Some team do not fit the kind of site you are building, and so on and so forth. So this is crucial. When we are building the site, I will tell you the teams I use personally, and then we will work with that. Next is plugin. So just like on your computer system, your laptop, your MacBook, and even on your phone, your computer originally has its own default functions. But before you are able to add new functions, like let's say I have WhatsApp on my computer, I have Local on my computer, I have a PDF reader on my computer, I needed to install an app. These apps, or I needed to install apps. These apps brings new functionality to your computer system, right? So Microsoft Word brings a new functionality to type on your system, create documents. So Microsoft PowerPoint for presentation. Same thing with your website. Plugins brings extra functionality to the website. So I need a shop on my website. I'm going to add a new plugin called WooCommerce. It brings the shopping functionality on my website. I need Google to be able to search, like get details well on my website. I'm going to add maybe use SEO or Rank Math. These are plugins that helps Google search on your system. So any functionality you need on your website can be gotten through plugin. The best WordPress programmers do not use too much plugin on their website, even though sometimes it is inevitable, because the more plugin you use, higher chances that your site might slow down or you're causing more issues. But it's not really a big deal like that. Sometimes I've seen many of the clients I work with have plugins more than 50 on their site, and then we're still doing fine. Not those ones are not necessarily sites I built, but maybe I am managing or debugging issues for them on the site, and it's still fine. So you can add as many plugins as you like, but the best WordPress programmers do not use too much plugins. They use little and make good use of them. So that's what plugins are about. Next, users. There are different kinds of users on WordPress. So by default, you have the admin user. The admin user has full right up on the site. It could create other users, edit other users, edit post page, add plugins, anything on the site he can literally do. The next kind of user that we have is the subscriber. So the subscriber, these are the default WordPress users. The subscriber, someone who just comes to your site, like let's say Linda AKG blog. I know if we scroll down to somewhere, they might have, maybe, I'm not sure, but many websites, blogging websites like this, if they have like a newsletter, you see a place that they'll tell you to put your email and your name or something, you become a subscriber to that website. So as a subscriber, they keep sending you mails to upsell or to give you more details or information or news or something. That's a subscriber. Second is a contributor. A contributor is no more, it's just a step ahead of a subscriber. I've forgotten what really it does, but I know it just has extra privilege. Most time you don't use this. So yeah, I would not say what I'm not sure of here. For the author is someone who has access to your website. He cannot create a new user, he cannot edit existing user, he literally don't have any veto power. What he has power over is he can create new posts. it can create new posts. So you might have a blog site and then you need people who would be posting on your site. You give them the author position. Editor is a level ahead of author. So editor cannot just create new post or page. It can add new plugins. It can add new plugins sometimes, or it has just some extra features that the author do not have. Then the administrator is the complete veto power of the site and can do anything he wants on the site. So you can add as many users as possible on your website, 10,000, 20,000, as much as it can include. But usually, I think you should just have yourself as the administrator and one or two extra people, maybe your web developer. Sometimes you could also have a new role called web developer here that has most of the admin access, but not all, and so many other stuff. So plugins could add more functionality to this. So to add a new user, you click new user, and then you input all the user's details. You can see username, email. The username and email, they are unique. You cannot have two users with the same username and email. First name, last name, website, generate password, choose the user role, and then add new user. You get that. Next is your personal profile as a user. Again, most times you don't come to edit things here. I would usually advise you leave it. Maybe if you want to change the site's language, you can change it. Example is you are working for a client that speaks Russia, you understand, right? And then you came to the website, you are not understanding anything. You come back here and change to English, temporarily understand it, and then you move on. Next is tools. This is a bit technical for new users, but it has its own benefit. Like for example, here it's saying Blogger, import post, blah, 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 blah. Genuinely myself, I don't really use this, but what it's saying is, I think you can use this to import posts. If you are using blogger.com, you can get posts from blogger.com here or something like that. And then you can export from WordPress to other places. But usually there are better ways of doing these things. This tells you how healthy your site is, whether there is a plugin issue like security issue, a theme issue, or some recommendation to improve the performance of your website, right? So you can see it's telling me the optional mode with Imagic is not installed or has been disabled. Just leave all these ones for now. They are more technical, but this is where you see the site health. You can see overall this site is good. If you see bad, then there's problem. Either you are having malwares on your site or something like that. Export data, it is data, theme file editor. When you become a pro with WordPress, meaning you understand PHP, PHP and the rest, then you can start coming here, PHP, CSS and the rest. You can start coming down here to work. But now that if you don't understand these things, please avoid these places. Any small thing, like you see this inverted comma, if you are using, this curly braces, if you are using PHP, you mistakenly remove it and press update file, your website will go down. And sometimes you don't even know that that's where you removed it. So you'll be complaining that my website is showing critical error. If you don't understand PHP, CSS, anything, always just avoid these areas until you go and learn it and understand how it works on WordPress. Avoid these areas. Next is settings. Now, settings have several different areas. The first one is the general. Here you could edit the site title. You could include a tagline. You know, there's usually a tagline after many sites, like Shipunta Global Network, your trusted brand for blah, 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 blah. This is site icon. You can see here, you can see this Zoom site icon here, ZM. You can see WordPress site icon. these are site icon, or they call it favicon. You can choose your site icon and then it will begin to show over in this place. Then this is your WordPress URL. Once again, leave all these things. If you edit them, usually your site will get broken. It's not that it is not solvable, but because you are not experienced with it, you might end up having issues there. So if you are creating a website that you want people to be able to register, like a shop or WooCommerce site where people could register and buy from you, you can enable membership. Anyone can register on your website. What is the default customer rule or user rule? If they register on your website, it's usually subscriber and the rest and the rest. So next is writing. Let me say 90% of the time you don't come to all these areas. I personally don't even use this to send emails, but yeah, it's also a place that's important, but just leave it for now. You have reading. This is where you can choose. You'll notice that when you go to the default site, it's currently showing like a blank page with what they call it, with a post, just one post. This way you can choose the page you want as your own page, and this one, the page you want as your blog page. You understand? This one place you can choose it, and then on your blog page, how many posts you show at once? 10 posts, 5 posts, 15 posts, anything. Do you want, like, there are certain times where you are still working on your site, it's not yet out there. You don't want people to start searching the site and coming to see your unfinished site. You can tell search engine not to visit your site. Next place I would want to jump to, because it's the most important part and then time is running, is permalinks. So you go to some sites, some websites, and then after www. Let's say, let me use this Linda EKG site and just choose this. After www.lindaekg site, you can see it showed, it showed the year, it shows the month, and then it shows the name, like something like the name. I won't contest or accept government appointment. This is called permalinks. So you have to decide how you want your permalinks to show. And the important, this is the style they're using in Linda EKG, something like month name and then post. So this is the year, this is the month, and the post name. Personally, I usually just go straight to post name and then optimization. So if you choose plain, and then it's just showing /p=123. When Google is searching online to see which site do I show to my user asking for certain information, one of the things is a permalink, how it is structured. So if your permalink is showing having keywords related to what the person is searching, chances are you come up in the search ranking. You understand? So usually I choose post month name. You understand? Secondly, when you are telling someone to go to your about page, right? You don't want to be saying www.mmc.com/2025/5/about. You just want to say www.mmc/about, right? .com/about. Once you're done with that, you save changes. So by default, I like to choose post name and then choose save changes. Now, this is an overview of the entire WordPress dashboard. Don't worry, don't think too much about it. Oh, I did not remember what he said here. I did not remember what he said there. When you start working with WordPress, they become like seamless. You don't need to think too much about it right now. So let's proceed to building our website. And I'll take you through the way personally I think when I'm building a website. At this time, if I'm not having a complete team to work with, I don't have my UI/UX designer, because I usually work with them if I'm working myself, but I don't have my UI/UX designer I don't have a copywriter. I don't have anybody to work with me. I just have myself to work on the website. Maybe the client is not willing to pay too much, or I didn't just have the time to contact them or something. What I do is I use AI personally as my own UI UX designer, my copywriter, and everything, because we are in the period of AI. So for Sharepunta Global Network, what I did here, though I'm using pro version of ChatGPT, it works even for the free version, so don't worry. What I did here is I just study the following so we could together build Sharepunta Global Network website. And I sent the brief the client sent to me, and then ChatGPT is studying it. It has studied it. It's suggesting how the website should be. Number two, I said, what's the name? I gave it all details it needed. After studying it, it has like gotten all information. Definitely, I've also like studied it myself, but I needed like a support behind me to work with on the website. You understand, right? So once I've done this, personally, this is my style. It's not what everyone do, but this is my style. If I was to build the website, remember I said at the end of the day, you'll be able to build the website. Number one, using a template. Number two, using building it from scratch. Have a strong idea, because if we're building from scratch, it's going to take a longer time. I can't teach all that in the short duration we have, but you have a strong idea of how to do it. Number three, building with AI, right? These three things I told you about. So the first one I'll show you is, assuming I'm building from scratch, complete scratch, I'm building just like someone that programs or codes will build. This is my choice. I go to team. Now you have to listen attentively. This is practice number one. I am building from scratch. I go to teams and then add teams. You could choose either of three teams to start with. As a complete beginner, I would suggest you choose Astra or Ocean WP, even if you are building from scratch. Reason is that they already come with certain structures that helps you to build from scratch. For the purpose of this course, I'll choose Astra, but because I would still use Astra for building with templates, first, I'm just showing you through my own way. Elementor is a page builder. I'll come to that. And it comes with its theme. So this theme has no structure. It is blank, and I have to build everything by myself from A to Z. So if I'm building from scratch, I use Elementor page builder and then install. Oh, sorry, I use Elementor page builder and I use Elementor theme. After installing, you have to activate. There are two ways of installing theme. I've shown you the first way. The second way is to come online and you search for that theme you're looking for, Hello Elementor, right? You have made up your mind on the theme you want to work with, Hello Elementor theme, and download, right? So you would see that there will be something, wordpress.org/theme/Elementor. I open this. So once it is opened, I would download. You can see, before choosing any theme, no matter how well you like it, or plugin, please always look how many people have installed this theme. Number one. Number two, what is the rating of the theme? You understand, right? Are people rating the theme highly, or you're seeing 2-star? If you see 2-star, run away. It means the theme is not good. If you're seeing less than 10 active users or 100, sometimes the theme might be good and it's just starting out, but personally, I wouldn't take chances. I would go for something that has more users. So Remember, the first one is I went to team so that we don't lose track. Team, add team, and then I installed the team. Second one, I searched on Google, Hello Elementor team download, and then I came here and I will download the team. Once the team is downloaded, it downloads as a zip file, and then I go back to team. If I click team, it shows me all the teams on this website, and then I could choose add team, and then upload team. Instead of searching for it here, I click upload team, and then I choose file. So this is the file, Hello Elementor, and then install now. It begins to install that team. You understand? The reason I'm showing this is it's very possible that some of you are going to be using, there are two reasons. Some of you are going to be using WAMP or XAMPP to work because Local did not work with you. Sometimes WAMP and XAMPP don't really work well when with the first style I use. They work better when you go to download the team or plugin you want to work with. Number two, if you are using a premium team, a team that is purchased, you can't search for it here. You have to go and purchase it, download it, and upload it. So this is the two ways we install teams. Now, you would see that this team is suggesting that thanks for installing Hello Team. Welcome to Hello Team, a lightweight, blah, 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 blah. It works with Elementor, which is a page builder, and they're telling you to install Elementor. Remember, I talked about plugins. Plugins bring extra functionality to your website. So Elementor is a plugin. What Elementor simply does is, okay, WordPress, you have been restricting people to how ever the team is structured. And we are like, no, we should give people more flexibility. They should be able to build from scratch. They should be able to build with their own unique identity, their own ideas and everything. So the page builder comes to help that every single part of the site, you should be able to build it yourself, whether it is your header, your footer, and I'll come to that. This the way a website is structured. You understand? So here, Elementor. And you search for Elementor, it comes up. This is what I did. I came to plugin and I click add plugin, just in case you got confused here. Add plugin, then I search for Elementor. So this is Elementor website builder, more than just a page builder. So you install Elementor. It has 10 million plus active users. So you know it is well used, and it has about 4.5 star rating, which is fair enough out of 7,000 reviews. So I'm installing Elementor. Allow it time to install. Okay, I'm working on localhost here. Yeah, I decided to choose the more difficult style of building first, and you see the process before I go for an easier style so that you appreciate the process. But watch well how this one works. You understand how we work with building from complete scratch. It's taking a little time, actually. Okay, it's installed, and then I click activate. So mashallah, it's done. Usually you could create an account with Elementor. It's also, yeah, it's preferred. You can create an account with Elementor, you just skip. For now, I'll skip. Elementor is trying to tell you which Elementor Pro features you want to have, WooCommerce Builder. All this one, they're trying to sell to you. Elementor is premium, meaning it has its free version and it has its paid version. The free version is good enough to, someone sent a message, let me confirm. This, I have been having issues with my network and I have no idea as to how we got here, sir. Okay, don't worry, I'll go over it again, inshallah. But the free version, right? Sorry. The free version, is good enough to build your website. You don't need the pro version. Though personally, because of the kinds of website I usually build, I get the pro version. So in this course, I'll teach you how I get the pro version for free. And very good, Shabo. Now, for now, skip. And then you can create a professional site in minutes using AI. Remember I told you about AI, but for now, edit a blank canvas. I also told you about templates. Just leave this ones for now, skip. So once I'm done, I click skip. It should take me back to my WordPress dashboard. No, it will take me to a new, what they call it? It will take me to creating a new page with Elementor. So someone asked, how did I get to the point I am currently? The network was misbehaving. So just to quickly do that, I told you I'm going to I'll teach you the way, 3 ways of building the site. The first one is building from scratch. The second one is building with a template. And then the third one is using AI to support you, right? So you building from scratch. What I simply did here is I came to appearance, theme, and personally, I chose the Hello Elementor theme because it is one of the lightest theme. It's not heavy, it makes your site fast, and it is perfectly built for Elementor Builder, right? But I would advise for a start to use Astra. Because I'm coming to the point where I'll use Astra, I chose to use Elementor to begin with. Okay. The network is a bit slow. Can you confirm any message? Okay. Let's allow it a little time. Okay, I have another message. Yeah, are we to search for those teams? Yes. So I'm trying to show you when you come to teams, because I can't see Astra. Okay. Good. This is opening. When you come here, you click teams. It is not where you search for it. These are the themes already installed on your WordPress site. By default, WordPress has its own weird themes. 2023, 2024, 2025. You are not using these themes. You go to add theme. And when you are on add theme, right, you then search for the theme you are looking for, ASTRA. Note there is Astra and there is Astral. So when it opens, you would see the two. I don't know if my network is a bit slow, but it's taking longer than usual to load through. Irma, can you please plug my system charger? Okay. Just in case yours loaded faster, can you confirm that you have seen Astra? Okay, this is it. So this is Astra, this one with purple background. This is Astra. This is Astra. Okay, what just happened? Yeah, Astra. Astra, this is Astra with purple background. This is West Astra. This one is Astra. And then you just click install. Yeah, once installed, you click activated. Yeah, once installed, you click activated. I think I should just use Astra alongside you guys so that we don't have confusion. So I would activate Astra. Yeah, Astra is installed. You get right? Now that Astra is installed, let me confirm if you were able to get it. Seen, great, mashallah. So this is Astra. This is how Elementor Page Builder looks, but I'll come back there. Once you right, if you open your website now, let me open it. To open your site, you can just go here and click visit site. If you open this way I came, in case you didn't get me, this side and visit site, this side and visit site. You can see that the look of my site has changed from the way it was originally because it is already using the Astra theme to shape the site. Guys, you can see since this is like the menu of my site and this is the blog page. So Astra gave it a new kind of look, right? So for me to begin working from scratch with Astra, when I'm working from scratch, definitely I have maybe a mood board, a site that I'm looking at. Let me copy certain things from this site. If I'm confused about which site I could use as my mood board, sometimes I just come back after feeding ChatGPT. I can see what website can I use as my mood board. Don't worry, ChatGPT got us covered always. I'm just giving you simple random way. So it has Minuti. Sometimes ChatGPT can give you complex things too. Just understand. Okay. I think it's giving no. What it gave me here is like sites where I could find so many mood boards like Pinterest. There's Bubble and the rest. Pinterest, Bubble and the rest. Yeah, there's Figma. No, I mean a website similar to ShapeWound that I could kind of replicate. So it gave us Empower Africa, it gave us Tune Lumelu Foundation. Normally, if you are building from scratch, it means you already have a strong idea of Elementor. You see Elementor, with the style I'm using to teach you, it is the 80-20 of building websites with the style I'm using to teach you WordPress. There are other page builders, but if you understand Elementor so well, it's the 80-20 of building. Like this kind of website you are seeing here would not be difficult. So you see this website, what I'll just do quickly is to replicate the header of this website. You understand, right? The header of this website so that you understand what I'm saying. Then I move to the next thing, the other style. So this, we will replicate something like this for the ShapeWound shortly. Where are we? Yes. So since we have that, a website has different sections. It has the header, it has the footer, it has sometimes a top bar. A top bar, you see some websites on top, you see like an information scrolling. Mark you, it's showing that maybe we have a new announcement, we have promo going on. That's the top bar just above the header. The header usually carries the logo, some call to action buttons, and probably the menu, right? Then usually some website has a sidebar, and then this is the main body of the website. So once more, you have the header, you have the footer, and then you have the main body of the website. Within the main body of the website, you could have a sidebar. This is a simplistic way of showing how the website looks, okay? So first thing we want to do if we're building from scratch is either to use Elementor Pro plugin, or there is another plugin called header and footer. At this step bar, you might get somewhat overwhelmed, but just keep flowing. When we get to the easier parts, be like, so there's something easier like this, thank God. You understand, right? But for now, I like to show people the end of it, then come back to the beginning, you understand? So this is the ultimate add-on for Elementor. It allows you to build the header and footer. Alternatively, these days, I just use Elementor Pro. To get Elementor Pro, I go here. I could search Elementor Pro. Remember, Elementor was trying to upsell. So I'm giving you a new hack. Search for Elementor Pro Barbiato. There are certain plugins and themes that are premium. They are paid for, right? These plugins and themes, sometimes you really need it for certain functionality on your website. But unfortunately, not all clients can pay for them. You understand, especially in Nigeria. Number one. Number two, WordPress has something called a general public license, something like that. So if you have access to a plugin or theme, you can use it generally or something like that. So Barbiato, there are many other websites, but don't just go to any website. There's a reason why I said Barbiato. If you go and download plugin or theme from a random website and then they hack your site, it's a problem. There's a malware on your website. So Barbiato is a forum that actually check most of these things very well before publishing. So download Elementor Pro. I'm just adding spice to this. Okay, it's trying to verify if I'm human. Mashallah. Let's see if it works now. Unfortunately, it's taking slightly longer time. I have Elementor Pro already downloaded on my system. I would not like us to take too much time there. You understand? So you can either use this plugin. You see Ultimate Add-on for Elementor, formerly Elementor Header and Footer Builder, or you go to Barbiato and download Elementor Page Builder, the Pro version. So let's just continue here. Again, so that you don't lose track, I am trying to build this site from scratch. Most beginners don't build the site from scratch, but I chose to show you how to build the site from scratch because when I jump to showing you how to build it from templates or using AI, you might never know you can actually do everything from scratch. So I'm using this style for the first time, showing you how to build from scratch, then showing you the easier one afterwards. So if you are lost, don't worry, you are still safe. We'll come back to something very easy and you'll be like, you will have shown us this one first. No, let us understand this. Sometimes you appreciate something much more easier after going through some little difficulty. Number one. Number two, it is good you have an overview in such kind of courses. I believe that it's not just in 2 days you learn everything. What you should do in these 2 days is to pick as much as you can so that you can then practice by yourself. You understand? So what I'm supposed to do here is to show you in the fastest possible way the different ways of building, and then you choose your own unique style. For up to 3-4 years, when I was using WordPress, I didn't start building from scratch myself. I was using templates. You understand? I was literally using templates. Yeah, we'll share the recording, and then thanks for the feedback. Once more, take it easy. This part I'm showing you, right, is step by step. There are so many things I've explained. I would come back to the beginning and just show you like a fast and seamless way. You understand? But this is taking longer time to install. You understand? So I would skip it a bit. I'll just show you something really fast. Now, you go to pages, right? Now, let's just give it a little time. I think it's important. Back to while we wait, there are 3 ways you could use to build your website on WordPress majorly. The first one is you build from scratch. This is the toughest. This is what advanced programmers and WordPress developers do. So if you learn how to do that, when your client shows you a random website and it's like, can you replicate this? You can say yes, because you learned that. The second one is using templates. The problem with that is your client is showing you, can you replicate this? I like, no, I cannot. I can only build the site the way I want to build it for you. The third one is using AI. Same problem with the second. You cannot build from scratch yourself. You understand, right? So I'll use this plugin to replicate. Where was it? There's one website I wanted to replicate, if you remember. The website is somewhere here. Okay, it's somewhere here. This is the website I wanted to replicate, right? Just the header part. I'll just replicate this Empower login and apply now, you understand, as my header. So remember, I installed what plugin? Ultimate add-on for Elementor. What did I use to search it? I used header and footer. So you can see header and footer. If I click header and footer, I could now replace this original header with my custom built header. So I'll just say header. You understand, right? And template type, header. You understand, right? Where do I want it to display? All entire website. Once I've done that, I click publish. Once I publish, because I've not done anything, you would see that the header here, if I reload my website, would be blank. You can see the header has gone, right? So now let's edit the header to what we want it to be. So edit with Elementor. So the problem with building from scratch is every single step you have to take on your own. You build the header, you build the footer. Before you start building the home page, you build the about page, you build the contact page. So usually in such cases, you are working with a UI UX designer, or you are literally copying someone's website and just changing a few things. So this is the website we want to replicate. The goal of this is, while I replicate it, you will be able to understand how WordPress works. So this is the page builder, Elementor. This is where you see what we are building, and these are all elements. If I take the text element here, I could literally say header. I could type any text here, you understand? If I take image here, for example, I could choose the image I want, and then it shows, you understand? If I take another element, let's say text editor, for example, right? I could write whatever I want on the text editor. If I take video, I could add a video to my website. You understand, right? If I take button, I could add a button to my website. You understand? So these are all like drag and drop features. These are all drag and drop features. So I'm just going to cancel all of them, and then we try to replicate what is here. So if you notice, this is a complete section, like a container. In it, there is the top part of it, there is the bottom part of it, right? The top part of it has, by the left-hand side, logo, by the left-hand side, login and apply now. And the bottom part of it has a menu, right? Okay, can you see my screen back now? I think I got network issues.
Yes,
Can you see my screen? Alhamdulillah. So what I will do is, to replicate that, you have a container. What a container means is something that just has different elements. So this container, if you check the container here, what color is it? It has a unique color. Let's say blue. Normally, if you are copying the site itself, you just pick the color there. You understand, right? So this, and then, okay, I'm jumping. This is the container. Every single element has 3 areas. Like, for example, if I put my heading inside this place, it has what? 3: the content, the style, and advanced. For now, what concerns you is the content and the style. The content allows you to within the elements. The style allows you to change how the element looks. So I could go to style, I could centralize this, I could justify it, I could take it to the right, I could take it to the left. Then I could change the font type. If I want it to be Poppins and the rest. You understand, right? I want it to be Roboto style, I want it to be Poppins. I choose it, and then it change the font there. Once I'm done with that, what's happening? Poppins, Roboto. I could change the font size. I could change the font weight. I could transform it from lowercase to uppercase. I could change it to italic. You understand? This is where you just play around the font. I could also change the color of the font to my preferred color. I could make it black. I could make it green. I could make this thing here is called color code. You understand, right? So you could choose your color code. If you are trying to copy a particular color from somewhere, for example, this color, there are some things you use to pick the color and then it gives you the color code. You copy the color code and then you paste it here. This is what I'm saying you use to pick the color. It's an extension. So I want to pick the color of this thing, for example. I click eyedrop picker and come in. So yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's working. So I could use it to pick a color. Now, this is when you're building things customly. You want to pick a certain color from somewhere. Maybe the person who did your UI UX from Figma forgot to give you the color. I know you easily get it, yeah. You can then post the color code here, and then it gives you the exact color you're looking for. So this is where you choose the color. You understand, right? So now you have understood that there is content, there is style. Even the main container that is covering everything has its own content and then its own style. It's either it is flexible. Let's leave this one. I will choose full width. And then what's the background color here? The background color is something like blue. I didn't check it like to make sure I get the exact color, but I'll choose something close to blue here. So I went to style and I'm choosing a background color similar to that, just a blue background color. Now that I have that, you see I'm replicating gradually. I know the blue is not the blue here, but if you see here, you have a top side and then you have something at the bottom. So what I'll do is I'll choose another container carrying what is at the top and another container carrying what is at the bottom below it. Sorry, this is okay. So what I'll do right now, I think I will leave this custom thing or just follow. You get right? Follow. You mustn't understand everything I'm doing at this point. When I go back to the easier one, whatever I'm doing here would make sense. Do you get? I know when you are following something, you would usually want to get every single thing at once. Assume that, yes, it is fine at this point that I don't know what's going on, but I am flowing, I'm just watching. The time where you have to follow step by step would come, and please pay attention. I will mention it at that time. So please bear with me. You get right? Bear with me. There's a reason I'm following this. The reason is I've taught WordPress over and over and over. I've taught people the simple way, always. Now, they'll get good at the simple way, but they never grow from that simple way. But the moment I give you an idea that there is something bigger than that, do you understand? Chances are, when you get used to the simple way, you would evolve to the more complex, and you cannot compete in the new web development world with just the simple way. Do you understand? You can't compete. There are so many people building websites today, so what makes you stand out? And that's why I'm like, okay, let's go through the hard way now. I expected that almost everyone will be lost, but don't worry, calm down. We will get back to where we are going. You understand, right? We'll get back to where we are going. At least what you can see here is that, okay, this guy say he wants to build it from scratch. And then in building from scratch, is playing with elements, dragging it there, is choosing colors. I don't expect you to understand everything I'm doing. I don't even expect you to replicate it now. I just want you to see that, yes, this exists. Okay, that means there is something I would need to go and practice on my own after this course. The ending part of this would be much more interesting because I'll just teach you, yeah, you go here, you choose this template, you edit this, you edit that. But really, if you stop at that, there's still a lot to do. That's why some people be like, why are you working with WordPress? And because they think it's not as flexible as it should. You understand, right? So is this fine? I hope you would be patient with that. I think in the next 10, 15 minutes, I'll be done with these complex matters I'm doing. Don't lose hope. Don't get discouraged. In short, I don't expect you to understand everything in this part. The part I expect you to understand everything would come. You understand? And I would mention it the moment I'm there. And as if you are following with your own laptop at that point, right? Please follow what I'm doing step by step. But for now, just observe. You understand? What I'm trying to do now is to work on your mindset, not the skill set. If I show you the simple way, you will never know that you can see a website and replicate it. You understand? But if I show you where you would end up becoming, like the end, before going back to the start, you know that, oh, there is still a long way, there's still something I need to do. So this is the goal of what I'm doing. Remember, there are 3 ways of building a website. The first one is building from scratch, which is what I'm just doing gradually. I don't expect you to understand everything I'm doing yet. The second one is using a template. And that one, you should understand everything because it's simple as ABC. The third one is using AI. It is even much more simpler because AI will just get everything for you. You understand, right? So is this fine? I want you to give a comment on the chat so that I continue. You understand? That's why I gave a disclaimer. There are 3 ways of building from scratch, building with templates, and building with AI. So is this fine? Please give me some comment on this thing. Thank you. So let's move on. I don't expect that anything I'm doing now it's understood. I just expect you to flow because the first time I started watching people building websites, I did not understand everything. But whatever you are seeing, there's something we do. It's storing at your subconscious memory. And the next time you need to work with it, it will just come. You're like, oh, I saw him doing this. Oh, this is what he meant. This is what he meant. Rather than just pretending like these things don't exist. You understand, right? So what I did here is there's a container. These containers are both under each other. This one would cover, or I'll just be faster here. I want to take it step by step, but I'll be faster to get to the sweet part. There's a container carrying the one on top. There's another container carrying the one below. The container carrying the one on top has how many items? 1, 2, 3, right? So I'm just going to split it into 2. So I'll split it into 2. You must understand everything here. Just know that if you get good at Elementor, these are things you'll be able to play around. You understand? Play with containers. There are many tutorials online to understand Elementor. I didn't understand Elementor in one day. Sure, it took me time. But if you understand this so well, that is 80-20. Next thing is there is an image, right? The logo, right? And then I could just choose a logo on my system. So I have not extracted the Shapunta logo. So I'll just put a logo, a random logo for another thing. This Niger State, okay. This NIA logo. Yeah, so you can see the logo here. Oh, the background I'm using is blue, so I should use a white contrast. So instead of using their black logo, I also use their white alternative. Okay, so now their white alternative. Now, what are you noticing from here? What I'm just simply doing is trying to understand what was built here and seeing that I replicate it one after the other, you understand? So the logo should be sitting by the left-hand side. So I align to left under style. You can see I've put the logo. I'm gradually coming up with this. At the right-hand side here, there is button. If I search Elementor, I will surely see button. You see the first button, right? It's horizontal, not vertical, right? Horizontal, not vertical. So I take the second button and I put it here. What did I, oh, I put video, not button, sorry. This video, this is the second button, all right? So I have the first button, I have the second button, and now I'm changing my mind, not food with, I want it box because of what I saw there. So now I could change what this button, the button is login and the other is apply now, right? So login. So are you saying that I'm able to, don't let anyone tell you that with WordPress you cannot build things customly. Yes, you can. And that's what I'm trying to show you, that you can actually build from scratch. It is a myth that people usually, oh, you cannot build from scratch if you're using WordPress. It's not true. You can. You understand? So, sorry, not width. I wanted to use border radius. Copy, paste style. So what I just did in this demonstration is to show you the end goal, where you want to be later in the future, that you can see a design and then you can literally just replicate it. You understand? You saw the design and then you are replicating the design. There might be some slight difference because I'm not checking every single thing, like the colors, the exact dimension, but I guess you get what I'm doing already now. So you can see that first part is showing. We are slowly but surely getting what they did there. There is a divider in between these two. So I'm going to put a divider, and the divider is what color? White. White color. Something like this. I could edit it further to adjust the spacing, styling, and the rest. Then below it is all these menu icons. So in summary, you can see that I could build my site from scratch. The problem with it is that I have to go through the stress of doing everything myself. The logo, like the arrangement, the positioning. It's good to understand it because sometimes your client might say, I want this site to look like this. If you don't understand how to do this, you can't meet the client's expectation. You understand, right? So in the future, if you check online, YouTube, and you search Elementor tutorials, you would see where people are teaching what I just did. If I'm to teach Elementor, I need like 2 extra days to teach how Elementor works. But I wanted to show you how it functions. Now, the problem with building sites this way by yourself, right? The problem is simple. Sometimes you build it from scratch and your site will not be fine. If you are not good at it, it will not come out really well. You understand, right? Someone who uses templates might end up building a better site than you. So that said, imagine I continue building this, then I went to the home page, build the home page from scratch. I went to the footer, build the footer from scratch. You understand? That will be the story of that. So I'm trying to show you that WordPress Elementor gives you the ability to build things from scratch. Is this good? Confirm before I move to the next style. You understand? So the reason why it was complex is I went to the most difficult concept to show you that, yes, you can get here. And now I'm going back to the beginning, where what you could do and still what I do for certain clients. You understand? Like, for example, you see the Sharepunter Global Network Limited. I'm not building it from scratch. I don't even have the strength right now to build it from scratch, but I will show you how I would build it myself. You understand? Remember, I already created a website online. Remember this website I created using Hostinger. I'll continue from there. And imagine I've not done anything. This is my WordPress dashboard. So please, we have ended the complex area. We are back to what is very simple. So even if you were sleeping during the complex area, please wake up and follow. This is where your assignment will come in. What I was showing you was where you could be in future, what the capacity or capability of WordPress is, you understand, right? Now, I want everyone to be attentive at this. So if I was to build Sharepunter with a template, first thing I will do, remember Themes. I go to Themes, I go to Add Themes, and then I'll search for Astra. Once Astra is out, I'll click Install. Once it's installed, I click Activate. Right? We all got it to this point before, right? Now, next thing is when you install Astra, you see, let's get started with starter template. You can click this, or you just go to, you see this Astra, go to dashboard. Are you following? You go to Astra dashboard. Now, under dashboard, you're supposed to see starter templates. Is this clear? After installing Astra theme, I went to dashboard and then starter template. It will tell you to install and activate starter template. This place, or what I'm explaining now, is not difficult at all. It is the part you have to listen attentively. And then you can go scot-free using templates, and people will say, oh, wow, you know how to build websites so well. You understand, right? But you literally just used a template. You understand, right? So it is bringing all the possible templates you can use. It's first install the starter template. Before I move on, I want to confirm if you are with me. You can just comment that it's fine, go on or something. Yeah, great. I want to say at least 5, mashallah, mashallah. So yeah, now I've installed, I went once more, I installed Astra. I went to, let me do it again so that anyone who did not follow, I installed Astra, I came to Astra, I went to dashboard, then starter template. It showed me to install the starter template. After installing the starter template, it brought us here, right? So for the starter template, what literally happens here is you have to look at all the, for example, the site I'm building is Sharepunter. it is a company website, a website that just shows their different services. There are people who deal with, let me open their profile quickly so you understand. Or let me use ChatGPT, right? You know, we already fed ChatGPT. So you see that it is just, the website is saying, the website, the company is Shepental Limited, is a multidisciplinary company established in 1997 with a national footprint to empower youth and communities through innovation in ICT, agriculture, business, blah, blah, blah. This is their vision, this is their mission, this is their services. Nothing really special. It is a portfolio website, right? So this website would have all these services. Under services, it's going to be categorized on information technology, agriculture, and agro-allied. So I have to look for a template that is very close to what I am building for. So this nature and our service, it would actually fly for Shepuntal, but personally, I don't like it. You understand? To fly, because I could have like a header, something to find and write here, another thing to find and write here. Maybe this one will send us to contact page, this button, and then these are the different services. You can choose that. You can choose that, or just, you might not like that one. This is another one that would work, Planet Earth. The best way to filter this is, number one, make sure you are choosing all, yeah. Then it could be local business or business agency or professional. So you could just choose, let's say, professional consultant, because they kind of fall under consultant. Now you are seeing digital agency that thrives. So the problem with using templates is simple. You are going to get confused that which template should I use? That's why AI came to solve another problem. But which template will be better for me to use? Kind of, I mean, I like this template too, because it has different services listed this way. You might like another template depending on your taste and the taste of the client. You understand, right? So let's just choose this template to save time. There are some of those templates. Let me go back. Let me not do. There are some of these templates that you cannot choose. You see this one, premium, they are paid for. Even if it's fine, avoid it. You understand? This is the downside of templates. You understand, right? You are constricted to what you see. You are constricted to what you can work with. So this is digital agency. I click digital agency, and then there are certain kinds of clients, like especially if you work with people on Upwork, or you work with certain clients who are serious about their branding, they might specify the kind of font they use on their website, font meaning the way it's written, and they might have a unique color for their brand. So for example, Shepuntal color is around this red color. If you check their logo, I know their logo, so I'm going to choose this red color. You understand, right? Once I'm done with that, I click continue. So it's telling you that select the features you want on this website. Definitely comes with the page builder, contact, web emails. If you are going to sell products on the website, enable the e-commerce feature. If you would not sell products, you should leave it. Okay, I have taken note of this. Once I'm through, you will just explain what is showing, or you share your screen. So if you're looking for e-commerce, you click e-commerce. That is if you want to sell something on your website. If you want people to donate on your website, you click donations, and so on and so forth. For now, I don't need anything complex on the website. I don't intend to sell anything on the website. I kind of like that people can chat with me freely when they come. I want people to be able to book an appointment with me. Now, these things, you might end up changing some things here. Reason being that you might not like the plugin they choose, but let's leave that for now. So continue. So tell us about yourself. Usually they want to get information so that, okay, work email, IA Tech Build. I'm an expert. I'm building a website for my client, right? Share non-sensitive data, yes, understand, let's go, and then submit and build my website. So with this simple step, we would already build a complete website. All we will need to start doing is to edit the content of that website. This is one of the most popular way of building websites for almost everyone within the WordPress community. I'm talking for beginners within the WordPress community. So you can see we are building a website and then the website is ready. So if we visit the website, you would see that it has down, like this is the website, right? Digital agency, home, about, service, contact, request, code. Every single part of the website already exists. This is the home page, this is the about page. The about page already comes with the mission, who we are, what we do, our 6D process. The service page comes with all the services Sharepunter Global Network is offering, right? So to edit this, first thing you want to edit is to make sure that the logo is Sharepunter Global Network logo. So I think in one of these, we have the logo of Sharepunter. If I search, it should be under the company profile. In fact, I had not extracted the logo myself. I'll just scan through if it's there. But I want to show you how to get the logo. How to get the logo. All right, no. The logo is not here. For the sake of this course, I will just, for now, leave the logo. But to change the logo, once, anyway, my system is not charging, please. Okay. Apologies, I wanted to make sure my system is charging so that it doesn't go off. Yeah, so this is where we are at the moment. You may have imported your own website also, but before I move on, let me start answering questions on yours. So I said my starter template after installing is showing me something else, sir. Can you unmute and explain what it showed you? That is Adiza Jibril. Now, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, I. So,
Okay.
My cursor. Sorry, 1 minute, please.
While she's getting it set, I want to confirm if any other person was able to get theirs installed and choose a template. You can just send a message on the chat. Yet to activate. What's the challenge? Okay, not yet to activate the. Okay, what's the challenge? You can unmute, don't worry. You can all unmute. I will pick it one after the other so that I don't skip that area. I think that's a key area of the course. Would you want me to go over that area? Yes, sir, I've been struggling. Wa alaikum salam.
I tried to download the WordPress from Local.
Okay, you try to
I
download?
tried to put the name of the company and it's just writing maybe some website.
Okay, sorry. I can't hear you clearly. It's not loud on my system.
I download the WordPress from Local WP.
Okay.
So I tried to put the name of the company, sir.
Yes.
I tried to put the name of the company and
Yes.
it's just writing some program words, sir.
Okay, that's when you are installing local WP, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I understand. Maybe immediately after the course, this particular class, you understand, right? I'll go forward. You understand, inshallah. Then, secondly, just one second. Sorry. Secondly, I think in order to make it easier for you to follow after installing the local WP, because you might have forgotten what was taught now, you understand, before the main video is released. I forgot to share it yesterday because I was unavailable. I would share the guides that you can just follow at your own free time, both written and video guide. Up to this point, I have taught. If there's any difference, it is slight, not a serious difference between the guide I'll be sharing and the rest. But you understand, right? So let me just do something again. Inshallah, please kind of follow up so that I share those guides because I have it here, video created somewhere around here. Yeah, going through some of these things, you understand? So that on your own, before this video that would be created for you at the end of the course is much more important because I think it's going to be more comprehensive, inshallah. But I mean, in the meantime, because you have assignments and everything written, you need something to follow through. So I'll share that to you, inshallah. Now, I would do something really fast. I'll try to go over what I did again quickly so that yeah, I think correct. Where is that stuff? Okay, yeah, I'll try to go over what I did again quickly so that you can get it. First thing I did for installing a template is I came to Teams. I went to Add Team. I searched for Astra. Under Astra, I installed and activated right. when it was installed and activated, you're working online. So working online is faster than sometimes working on your system. So I activated this. After I activated it, I went to Astra and I clicked dashboard. On that dashboard, I went to starter templates. On starter template, I looked at the template that I think I could, I could find. Okay, no problem. Sister Adiza, you could, if you are ready for the question, you could come up. You understand? I'm just trying to go over again. You understand? So after that, I chose the template that kind of looked similar to what I'm building. In case you are not able to see the templates completely here, you can click and review the template live before importing it. You can click, you see whether this template is what you really want. If it's what you really want, you choose the color you prefer, and then you press continue. If it's not what you want, you close the template and go back and then choose another template. Is this clear? So this is you choosing template. So I already chose the template. When I finish choosing the template and I open my site, it has all this. So for me to start editing the content of my site, when I go back to what the company is about, Shepunta Global, I know that it's like what did ChatGPT tell us? It told us something about it is a multidisciplinary company established in 1997 and registered as a limited liability company. So I want to begin to, I would want to, where is it here? I would want to begin to edit things around this website. First thing I need to edit is the logo. To edit the logo, I go to customize. Before I move on, Stadiza, please can you unmute? Okay, this meeting on my system and work.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Now, so I can't have the meeting on my system and do the work at the same time. So I think the network is jamming. I really can't understand. So I'm having the meeting now on my phone, and I don't know if there is a way I can use my back camera to show you my laptop.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine for me.
I don't know how to go. Okay, video. Okay. Sorry.
Is there any problem?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. I think she's trying to share her screen. Oh, she's trying to use the back.
What's the person's name, please, so I can give her co-host permission?
Yes, Adiza to Jibril.
Oh, okay, great. Adiza to yeah.
Can you hear me? So I'm trying to like use my phone. I don't know.
So she can share her screen now.
Okay. Okay. Can you see?
Yeah, let me go back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah, Marshall, I can see your screen.
Okay.
Okay, so it should build with AI or build
Eh,
with templates, right?
yes.
So you choose build with template.
Okay.
Then you choose Elementor. Now it
Okay.
takes you,
Okay.
so you could choose the listen. You see, the second way, I said I would teach 2 ways. The second was build with AI, right? So where she chose instead of build with templates, she would have chosen build with AI. You understand? But now you can choose among all these templates, the one that will fit your goal in mind. You understand, right? So
Okay. Thank you.
this is it. It's like that, Charles. So now that that is clear, I think I can move on, right? So what I did, let me go back so that you're not is I wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Sorry.
Please go.
I have questions. So please, my
Yes.
question is, how do we get the free hosting and domain for we to create all this, maybe to play with it, just
Okay.
our
But
assignments? And I can see you said you should download WordPress using the local app.
yes.
How? Sorry, I didn't
Okay.
get it.
No problem. Yesterday, during the class, we went to localwp.com, right? You remember? Localwp.com. And when it opened, okay, it's taking time to open. When it opened, you would see a download button. You see download for free, right?
Yes, I already done it.
Doing this, you downloaded it.
Yes, I already downloaded it already.
Did you install it?
Yes, I installed it. I have it now.
Okay, do you have something like this?
Yes.
Something like this. You have it, right? Something like this.
Yes, I have something like this, but I think I haven't filled some
Okay,
some
so
questions.
you're supposed to go to add local sites, create a new site, right? Continue, right? And then, for
Okay.
example, I'm using Shapunta Global member network. I'm just going over this again so that I know the questions you are having, other people might have the same question. You understand? So you're supposed to go all this. For you, just leave it at preferred.
Yes,
Remember?
I
Yeah.
still
So
remember this.
then you're going to put in your preferred email, username, password, and email.
Oh.
You understand till the end? Don't worry, let me use their email for now. And then add site. So once you click add site, it begins to create that site for you here. You understand, right? You allow it time to complete the site creation process. So once you have done this, right? For anyone following, once you have done this, you would go to, for example, you would go to your WordPress. This way, your WordPress. This how it is. remember I explained everything about the WordPress dashboard, what a
Yes.
page post is. Now everything is smooth
Okay.
because I've installed some things on my website. Now, what you're supposed to do is to go to
So, sorry,
appearance.
that is where my question comes.
Mhm.
So, when we did all that on
Please.
the local app, the WordPress name
Yes.
and everything, we have our site already, right?
Yes.
Oh, so we can work
You have
from
your
there.
site already. Yes. Okay. Let me explain this part further. You know, now I created a new one, right? And
Yes.
then gradually you are saying it is creating, it is not yet completed, right? It's still in the process of creating.
Okay.
Once it's done, has it created for you? Is it complete for you?
No, I haven't done.
Okay, but okay, you are still in the process of filling the details, right?
Yes, that's where I stopped.
Okay. So when you're through with it, it comes up with this. So for example, in this is where you can start a site
Okay.
or stop this from working. So if it is not started, you are expected to click start the site. And when it is started, you will see something like a green icon here showing that the site is started. You can see this Barrow City Development Company. It's
Oh,
not
yes.
started yet.
Oh.
MMC portfolio site is not started yet. So to start the site, you need to click that green icon. You understand, right? So this one is started, and that's why I could work on it. You get, right? This one is started. Now, remember I said there are two sites. There's the main website where everyone can see, and there is the back end that where I was explaining all those pages, posts, and the rest. Do you remember?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So the back end where I explained pages, posts is what I am working with at the moment. So I'm
Yes,
saying
I get it now.
that you would, to install a theme, a template, you go to appearance, themes, and then you search for, you go to add new. If you have, I've added it before, but you go to add new, and then you search for Astra. So when you search for Astra, you just give it some time, you would see Astra will be among the first shown here. Okay. Taking time to show, maybe because I've installed Astra before, but so it will show here. And this Astra, right? Then you click install. Once it's done installing, it will take some time. Then you click activate, sorry. It will take some time to activate. You remember this, right?
Yes.
Once you're done with installing and activating Astra, the next thing I did is on this left menu part, you can go to Astra and choose dashboard,
Dashboard.
right? So with dashboard, you can see starter templates. You go to starter templates, and then you have to install and activate the starter template. Is there any question? Okay. So once you install and activate the starter template, you are supposed to choose build with templates. But I will leave this and come back to this because I told you the third style will be build with AI. I want to use this site to show you how to build with AI. When I click build with templates, remember it took me somewhere here. Let me go back in this place. Yeah, starter template. It brought me somewhere like this, right? Where I said, you choose the template that looks closely to what you're trying to build, right? For example, you choose this one, then tag here. If you wanted to build for maybe a clinic or something, you choose this one. Maybe you're building for yourself as a developer, you can choose this. You're building for a digital agency. It depends on what you are building for. A local business, I like this, it's simple. You understand? You could choose any template that's not premium and work with it. You understand, right? So in my own case, I had already chosen a template. If you remember, I think I went to professional and I chose consultant. Under consultant, I prefer, that's personally, I preferred working with this one, create amazing business website. You understand, right? At this point, I could have uploaded my logo and then it will change this. Then I could choose another font or leave the font as it is and choose the color I prefer. Once I'm done with it, I click continue. Once it's done, it opens the site like this. I think I've given an overview of what was done from the beginning to now, right? Can I proceed from here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, mashallah. So first thing is there are certain key important things you always want to edit. You want to know how to edit your logo, right? So the place to edit your logo is to go to customize. You go to customize, and then it opens this area. Now, you can see this place called header. There are so many things here. I will just try to go to the key things. So you see this place called header. You click the header. You can see that there's site title and logo, right? So you click the site title and logo, and then you can remove and replace the logo with your preferred logo. So I'll do that and replace it with one logo that I think I prefer. You understand? I'll choose the logo from my own computer system. So I think I like this logo for now. Now that the logo has been uploaded, I would select it. You could choose to crop the logo. It gives the opportunity to crop it. But because the logo is white, and I'll just keep look. It's not showing the logo. I'll just keep cropping. You will see that this place will change to the new logo. You can see it, right? The Nigerian Institute of Architects. The logo has been changed. Yeah, you can change the site title now to your preferred title. So I'm changing it to ShapePoint House Global Network, right? Ltd. Right? So I've changed the title of the site. So this is the major thing you want to change if you are using a template. Second one you want to now change is this button. You see this request code? This is the same place you can change it. So you might want this request code to link to an external place, or you, instead of request code, you want to change it to call us now, and then you want to link it to, so that if the person click call us now, it goes directly to like your phone number. You understand? Something like this. You get it. Takes, if person click it, it leads the person to your phone number, or it leads to any page. This is your personal choice. Once you are done editing things over here, you can also edit the menu. You see this about service and home. So what I did is, remember, first thing I did is I came to header. For the logo, I chose site logo, and I chose this one. Then going back, for the button, I chose button. For the menu, I choose primary menu and configure menu from here. So I could, the main menu is this header menu, and then, sorry, I could add new things to the menu. I could change this about to maybe about us. You understand? So as I'm changing it, it will change over here. So what I just did simply in this is to show you the first thing, how to edit your header after importing the template. So once again, after importing the template, we went to customize. Then we came to header. Under header, we came to site title and logo to change to our preferred logo. Sorry, I clicked something else. We came to header, right? So I'm clicking post type instead of header. Then we came to site title and logo to edit the logo. After editing the logo, we came to header. Where is it? We came to, what's happening? We came to button to edit this button. We came to primary menu to edit this menu. After that, then we click publish. If I reload my site by clicking cancel, you would see the changes supposed to be made. Sorry, I was sent out of, like, my network went bad in the meeting. I went out of the meeting shortly, so I would request permission to share once more. Yeah, I'm granted permission already. Okay. No, mashallah. So a quick recap because we have done a lot of things. First thing, from yesterday, we installed LocalWP, right? We created a new website using LocalWP, right? When we created a new website, we opened the back end of the website using this and logged in to the website. After logging into the website, we came to install the Astra theme by going to theme, appearance, right? You see appearance, theme, add new theme, then search for Astra, install and activate. After installing and activating, we came to Astra, then dashboard. Within dashboard, we came to starter template. For some of you, it will give you two options, whether to use a starter template or build with AI. So for the purpose of this section of the course, you choose build with starter template. Then you look at which of the templates look similar to what you want to build. You click the template. You can upload your logo here, right? You could change the color. If you change the color, it changes also on the screen, you can see. Once you are done with it, you can change the font also. Okay, I have so many things here. Let me try to hide them. Whether I hide them up. I can make this invoice. Then you click continue. If you click continue, it begins to import. Once it's finished importing a what is the name? A template on your website. What we are going over now is to ensure that it's not just about importing the website. When you import the website, can you edit what is being imported? So the first thing you usually want to edit is your logo, right? So to edit your logo, you know, when you're through, it comes with something like this. You go to customize. And then within customize, you go to header. Under header, you have three options: the site logo, which you can use to change the logo on the site. And I have changed it, but it did not affect. So what I'll just do is to still click change logo. Sometimes it misbehaves like that. So I'll still click change logo. I clicked something wrong, sorry. Sorry, I clicked something wrong, so it took us somewhere else. So I go to site logo. Despite that, now what's happening to my screen? Okay, so I click header. Under header, I navigate to site logo. Okay, the only customize I can see here is the one above the site logo, and it's not clicking. How do I get to header? Okay, I'll show you an alternative way of doing that. You understand shortly. This is where you should see customize, right? And if you click it, it's supposed to reload. You click it, it's supposed to reload and open the something like this. Something like this. Something like this. It's supposed to open something like this. But if you are not able to get that, if you go to this and click dashboard, there are two ways. Usually there are multiple ways of doing something. Since you say yours is not clicking, in the dashboard appearance, you see customize. So anyone would work and it will take you to this place. You understand? Is that clear? Let me confirm. I have so many tabs. Let me reduce them. Please confirm if you get that. Okay. So have you gotten to this point? Once more, you go to header. You go to site logo. And then you can change, let me confirm. Now, mashallah. So we can change the logo. Within the logo, you click the one you uploaded or any logo, like you either upload your logo here, or if you have uploaded it before, you click it, and then after clicking, you select. Definitely, I'll skip cropping. It changes the logo here, and then you click publish. I think once you are done with any action, always click publish. You will notice when I did multiple action, unfortunately, the logo that I changed did not affect. So once you are done, you click cancel, and then still not showing for some reasons. Maybe it is catch. There's something called catch. I will just confirm if it's catch. I don't want to go into that technical because I'm working online and my hosting plan has catch service on screen keyboard. Sorry. There's something called catch. You should not have issue with catch on your own side, but I think mine is having that issue. You got the process of changing your logo. I believe it should work better in yours. Mine is having some catch issues, you understand? As time goes on, we will change it. This is the first way. You are able to change the header. To change the content of any page, how many pages do you have? Home, about, service, contact. Home, about, service, contact. This is another limitation of using templates. You are constricted somehow to what they have created for you, except you know how to create new stuff. You understand, right? So to go to all your pages, remember, if you go back to your dashboard and then you check all pages, these are all the pages you have created: about, contact, customer cabinet, home. You understand, right? So to edit the home page, you can click edit. Close. Oh, I think I understand. I built this site, I didn't use Elementor to build this one. I didn't check it properly, but this is built using the default WordPress builder, but it's still somewhat similar. Don't worry. So for this area of the site, I have to find creative things to make sure it matches with Sharepunter Global website. You understand, right? So you might be creative enough yourself. You might be creative enough yourself to edit this. Or if you're not creative enough yourself, you could do this. And that's why I was using AI myself, you understand? And I'm going to screenshot it. So once I screenshot it, I go back to ChatGPT and state, I paste it, I does it screenshot. Okay, some people might not know how to screenshot. To screenshot, what you do is you go to this place, search for sniping tool, take a new screenshot, and then you take the screenshot. The header is not displayed whenever I click. Can you please go through the header editing again? The header is not displayed whenever I click on edit page or using Elementor. Okay. Are you talking? You can unmute. Are you talking about when I tried to change the logo?
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Whenever I click on edit page, the header page will not be displaying. So I can only access the rest of the pages, like
Yes.
the body, the mini body.
Yes, that's correct. Very correct. You will see also I'm editing this, even though I skipped something while in the process. I'm currently editing with WordPress default editor instead of Elementor. And I'm teaching with Elementor. I don't want to go back, you get, right? So I'm still using this. So you'll notice that the header is not showing here also, right?
Yes.
So that's why the first thing I was showing you is that you click customize. It is in customize you can change the header. You cannot change the header here.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now for this is my own style. I'm sharing this because sometimes while building the website, you use a template. It's an hour process thinking, what will I write here? What will I write here? What will I write here? Where would this go to? You understand, right? So what I just do personally is I screenshot every single part, right? And I go to ChatGPT, I post it and I said, this is, for example, that site is called the hero section. This is the hero section of the site. Replace or suggest the write-up for this section of Shepuntal Global Network site. Now, you do this when you normally, I remember when we started yesterday, I said, it is no one person that's supposed to build a site. You're supposed to have a complete team of UI UX designers, this. So maybe the UI UX designers will have even chosen what should be written there, and you as the developer, you're just doing what they did. But now you're doing like everybody's work. So since there's AI, I usually use AI now. So building Nigeria's future through innovation and empowerment, right? So I go back to my page. This is what it suggested for this, and I'm going to include it there. Building Nigerian future through innovation and empowerment. I'm just giving you a rough sample. Since 19, definitely you might sometimes need to edit things to really fit in well, you understand, right? Like you see, this did not really enter as planned, you understand, right? So to edit, I will need to go to style. It's similar to the way Elementor works, but I prefer using Elementor, you understand? And then I could literally just change it, editing this to maybe 24. And because of my small knowledge of UI UX, I know that this does not make sense. So I might reduce this a bit. Maybe to, okay. Oh, I'm editing the wrong thing. So to change this to maybe 32, right? No, 20. Usually, if you are working properly, you're supposed to have already decided what your H1 text would be and the rest. And secondly, you can just tell ChatGPT to reduce this text. You understand? For you, I'm clicking the wrong thing. I think you understand my thought process here. I could tell ChatGPT that it is too long, kindly reduce. Or if I think I like the text that is there, I am going to work with it, but I'm just going to edit certain things. You understand? Maybe because I'm explaining and acting, this is behaving this way. I needed to edit this general. Let me, when I do that now, style, typography. Let me see whether it's still editing the other one. So, but you get what I'm saying at the end of the day. You are going to, this is the way I work faster if I'm not having a complete team to work with. You understand? Sometimes you are confused on what to write here, what to write there. I just use AI as my assistant. Now, if you wanted to ask a question, please go on. Yeah, so since 1911, I could just reduce this. And I could, yeah, something like this. Even though, yeah, it's not the perfect headline you are looking for. That's another course of its own UI UX, understanding things there. But you could do this, or you could tell AI to focus more on the name of the site, which I would not advise. You should talk about what the site is about. You understand, right? So here, get started, it shows get started, so you can just literally leave get started. So get started is supposed to link to service or application form or about us page. So for me, I would choose it, I would send it to the about us page, no, to the services page. So to like search, let me see. The form is not accepting response. Let me see. Forms dot, okay, I get that. If you have the services page of your website, like for me, it's going to be this link /services. You understand? This will lead to the services page. Then slowly but surely, I'm editing everything. So what are the major sectors that it has on the, okay. What are the major sectors? You remember when I opened is about his company, it listed several sectors. I just need to copy the sectors: information technology and training consultancy. So I'll copy and paste as one of the sector. If I'm putting this sector, that means I have to put like an icon related to the sector here, or an image related to the sector. I could choose image. And then if I'm doing that, I could search for an image related to ICT, or upload an image on ICT. Yeah, I'm just going to, I'm not going to do too much. Tiny, insert. Yeah, I chose tiny, so I'm doing that opposite. So you put the image related to that here, put the next sector here, put this image, the next sector here, put the image. So yeah, literally just editing things according to what the client's website is about. On the Barbiato website, please, I still can't see the download option for the Elementor Pro. Okay, I would come back to that, inshallah. So at the end of the day, the thing with template installation is, first thing is it gives you the initial, what is the name, happiness that you have built a complete site. The next thing is you have to go and start editing every single text on the website, you understand, and then make sure it is in line with what the client is about. So how can we help you? I could change this to here are our range of services, right? Then I begin to write the services. Apart from information and technology, this person does what again? The person does agricultural and training, right? Then I could change this to, for now, let me remove the images for my own self, you understand? I'm removing the images and I'll just list the icons, yeah, and the services. So whether I'm using Elementor or this other one, it's the same process. You're just literally changing every single thing till the end. So I would leave this and I'll show you the last one. Let me pause for like a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes, and then open for question, inshallah. Don't worry, you can take me anywhere, even if it is installing local WP you had issue with. Okay, Stanana, please, you can ask your question. Or it was an important, just take me anywhere. I would answer your question, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Yes, so my question is on the local WP. I was able to download and install it, but then I started seeing error when it's time to view the site. Is it? Can I share my screen?
Yeah, you can. Fine. So that's those Stanana who would want to share a screen. Okay, so I can stop sharing.
Alright. So please, can you see?
Okay. Maybe I should stop sharing my own screen. Sorry. That would
Okay.
be better. Hi. Please, can any other person see the screen? I can't see it at the moment. Can you try? Oh, sorry. I can see your screen now. Thank you.
Alright. So I tried to open site.
Okay.
It's taking a bit too long, but it's going to bring up one error something.
Yeah, I understand.
This is it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the error.
Okay, I can't see the error because you are only sharing the no code, unfortunately.
Okay. Alright, I'm coming. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see the error. Oh, unable to start site. Let me screenshot this first so that it goes away. But my screen. Yeah, so I will check what's name, what this error is about. You understand?
Okay.
And maybe get back to you via the chat after the class. You understand? It's
Alright, sir. Thank you, sir.
inshallah. So, one thing we should do, I am open to within certain free time during the week, even though this week is going to be hectic for me, but may Allah make it easy for us. But you can all drop those errors and those challenges. Then maybe through one period, I will just go through it and try to provide solutions so that before the next class, you would have practiced what we went through in this class. Is that fine? Yeah, so everyone who had error at any point, whether it's installing local WP, whether it's while installing the template and every single thing, you can share it on the group chat. Once I get it, I will just find a certain period of my day to give answers to all these questions. And hopefully you'll be able to get the response and go on from there. Because I know how frustrating it will be that, okay, I can't even get past the first part and there are so many other things happening. Yeah, so yeah, that's it for now. Let me share my screen again. In summary, what we have done for a little while now is that we have learned how a website works. We understand we can either build our website locally or online. If we're building it locally, we would need to download an app called Local WP. For some people, you could use XAMPP or WAMP. You understand, right? And then you have your website working locally. To have it online, you need to purchase your domain and hosting from a hosting service provider like Hostinga, QServers, and the rest. Once you have that, you can either install your WordPress online or offline. So I had shown you how to install using Hostinga, and now most of us are trying to install using Local WP. So if you are able to get to install using Local WP and you are able to create a new you have what is the name? So this is to open the site where everybody sees, and this is to open the WP admin, the back end of the site. So if I'm opening the back end of the site for the first time, which I am for this particular site, it would ask me, am I still
I don't know what's happening. Hello?
Hello, Assalamualaikum.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
are we
think
done with the class or what?
no, I'm just going over like a recap of the class. I got logged out, maybe in my network or something.
Oh, okay. I was wondering, I couldn't hear
Yes,
anymore. Maybe I lost track or something. But
yeah.
all right.
Apologies. Let me. Yeah. So let me. If you were following through the summary I was giving, I said we installed local WP. When we install local WP, we use this add plus sign and we created a new site, right? After creating a new site, going through the process, I informed you that there are two sites, either where people can see when you click open site and the admin side, that is WP admin, right? So if you click WP admin, it opens the back end of the site. If you have not logged in before, you remember that while creating your website, you input like a username and a password, right? So this is the username and this is the password. So you log in. I'm purposely repeating the steps over and over and over because those are the most important steps. So you go to Appearance Themes, and then you add a new theme. Then you search for the theme. The name is Astra, the one I suggested. Once you can find it, you install the theme. So mine is done installing. Okay, still installing. Still installing. Now, usually when you're working online, if you're using a good hosting, it's often faster than working offline. Working offline sometimes takes time to install and rest. So when we're done with installing Astra, let's not overstretch that area. When you're done installing Astra and you go, it takes you, you are in the dashboard, right? You can come to this Astra here, Astra, and you go to the dashboard, right? Within the dashboard, you see the starter templates. You click the starter templates. In our previous example, we using a classic starter template. That's where we chose an existing template site. But in this last one, I would use AI. So I will choose build with AI. You can also try this during your own time. Now it's going to ask you the name of the website. So don't worry, you can always create new sites using your local to test all the version, right? What's this site for? Is it an agency, restaurant, entrepreneur, non-for-profit, local business? I would say it's a local business, yeah. And then next. So it's asking that we should give 3,000 characters summary of what the site is about. So I'm just going to screenshot this, go back to our personal assistant, ChatGPT, send this and ask it, I want to build the site using AI prompts. Kindly suggest I wrote kindly. Yeah, kindly suggest the prompt for the Sharepunta Global Network website, right? Within 3,000 characters. So it comes up with that prompt. I don't think this is within 3,000 characters though, but let me see. This is, remember, within 3,000 characters. This is important. So it has come up with it. I think maybe this is within 3,000 characters. I'll check. Going back to this place, if I paste it, is it? Yeah, it's within. Oh, yeah, it's actually 941 character. So I could give it more prompts, right? So they give us enough space actually. They give us enough space. This is using AI, for this. So once I do that, I can then say next. AI is going to study the information I've given it. And then it asks for my own email, high-tech build. Oh, sorry, it's asking for the email of the client, Shepuntal, you understand? So let me assume I have admin at shepuntal.com.ng. And then let me just choose a random phone number and a random address for now. You could also choose the social media. This is building using AI. And then you go next. Usually, you are supposed to upload all images related to Shepuntal Global Network. I have those images here in one of these graduation pictures. So it's going to work with that image. But if you don't have images, you can search for images around that. So you're just going to like click suggested images you can use for the website. So I'm going to say agriculture, right? Because of the different services they give. On each service they give or provide, I'll choose an image. Taking time. So I'll just choose images for agriculture. Which other service was there? I'll just choose the top 3 services, pardon me, so that we don't go business development, transportation. We have transportation. Apologies, we are trying to combine a lot of things in a short time, but it's all going to be worth it, inshallah. Business. Remember, I said I'll try my best to be available through the week as you drop questions on the chat, inshallah, so that when you are practicing yourself, you get a guide. I just want to add 2 more images. These images would be what would populate on your site, like what you see on your site. So after you have done this, you click next. You choose all the images that you think is related to that brand. So it's going to suggest different look of this website. So let's see what it generates. This is AI working. Here, we are not using block editor. We want to use Elementor. So Elementor. Hopefully we'll be done with this by 12:30, this section. So literally, genuinely, it didn't give me the best result I'm looking for. maybe I gave it too much information to swallow in the first instance. So I think it got confused, but we could choose any of this, and then we end up like editing to our own, like this one, I prefer this. I prefer something straightforward than something complex. Then once you're done, you click continue, and then it begins to install feature on the site. Apologies, my screen is. So if you want extra features on the site, you choose, but if you don't, you can just proceed. Did I close it? So you would notice the similarity between choosing a template and using AI. The difference is that AI just allows you to impute what the site's about. While templates, you were working on an existing template. AI chooses, you can choose the image and everything before proceeding. The system has heated up. Before I continue, I will just go for one last round of questions, inshallah, and then we could call it a day. The things I stated I would share with you, inshallah, is first thing is I will share a separate guide, because some of you were not able to install the tools that are needed so that you can follow, so that when you are going through it yourself, you have a guide with you. Secondly, I will try to be available from today within the week to answer questions you may have, so that before the next class that on another topic or subject, you should have been able to complete or understand the very basics of this. You understand, right? So that's why I'm going to be available for you to respond, to ask questions. Then thirdly, before Thursday or Friday, I expect that everyone should have at least either using the AI or templates, imported a template, and at least edited the home page. You understand? I think this is clear, inshallah.
In the absence of questions, I believe we can start working on facilitators. Do we have assignments?
Yes, so I said, first thing, for the assignment, remember from yesterday, everyone was supposed to have installed local WP and everything. But I could read, or I could tell that more than 50% had issues installing that. You understand, right? I know we had a short time from yesterday to today. So we would have to still go through that process. That still remains an assignment. You understand, right? Once they are through with it, I said I'll be available, inshallah, within the week on the chat to answer questions so that people could install that. Second is that once they have installed it, they should be able to have installed their templates and at least edited the content of the home page. To do that, I would still drop a guide, which is already created before. Reason is most people, when following, they might have watched it before, they still want a guide as they are doing it. And then we cannot have it on the live section for 21 people, you understand, or more than 15 people. It's going to be very difficult. So the assignment here is everyone has to install WordPress and show. The second one, everyone must import the template related to theirs and at least edit the home page. But if you edit the home page, you should be able to edit other pages too. I think this is clear, right? Naam, Assalamu alaikum.
Absolutely. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Yes,
All right.
absolutely. It's clear. And I have also tagged you on the group concerning the assignment. So, however, please, as you are doing the assignments, please send screenshots or please take screenshots of the process because we need the screenshots of the process. And then you can actually post on your social media pages. This increases the chance of you getting clients, getting prospective employers and all of these people whenever they can see that yes, you can do some of these things. So please take screenshots, tag who you have to tag, but take the screenshots of this assignment and then you can definitely post them on your social media pages and the social media pages that we are going to be availing you on the group chat. Everything that we are going to be doing will be on the group chat. Please ensure that you do your assignments and fill your attendance. Only few people have actually filled their attendance. There will be no such thing as I'm sorry, I missed it, it wasn't my fault. There will be no excuses actually. So please do the needful. Jazakallah khairan to our facilitator for sparing such wonderful time with us and giving us from so much from his wealth of knowledge. May Allah continue to reward you. May Allah continue to guide you and guard you. May Allah also give every one of us understanding to know all of the things that we are also doing because we are all students in one way or the other. So, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So I will leave this call for like there about 3 or 5 minutes more for people who have not filled their attendance, after which I'll end the class. Thank you very much, everyone. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. That was
Mr. Yusuf, sir, I don't know what is our assignment deadline, sir?
oh yeah, because of
What is
we should submit the assignment before Thursday, please. I'm giving like 3 days because I know a lot of people would have serious challenges with installation.
Can you give us a Friday, sir?
Can I? Oh, Friday, right?
Yes.
I'll leave that to the host if he's fine with Friday. Yeah, Friday is good. Why I stated it is, Friday is just one day to the next class. If you're doing it at the end of it, it might not be, yeah, it might not. And I think the next class should be on another CMS. Yeah, it might not be on WordPress. And that's why I had to try to compress everything into this. It's a difficult one though. Yeah, so I did the home page. I just sent the assignment here. Is it possible to share files? Yeah, okay. I would share a file on this chat that can help with it. I'm coming. Web design made easy, web design made easy. Okay, I can't find it. If you are practicing, right, even if you are not able to follow through while on this course. You understand? Because when doing a crash course like this, sometimes it can be overwhelming, right? Still, just yourself begin practicing and you see that, oh, it wasn't as complex as I thought. You understand, right? So
Yeah.
try your best to just go through the process, inshallah. You can use this guide. I'm sending a PDF on this chat. I think we'll still share it on the group. It is a bit, there are certain things that have changed, but the PDF would guide you through the main things I did. It's step by step. Okay, so the rest I'll share it to the group chat, inshallah. May Allah guide us and ease the process. At the end of the day, most of the things I pray Allah make it possible you all understand and you're able to.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir, for your document. Thank you for your time.
I mean, no, yeah.